only one.
That can't be true.
We worked for the office of the mayor too, but when the mayor switched from Barry to Williams. In any case, there was 1 year we had $7 million in annual revenue from 35 clients. So you do the math on that. We were doing an average of $200,000 per client. But we were in an industry where $1 million contracts are common. Okay? So our issue was we were squirrel hunting. In the big game of Africa, we were shooting for the squirrels and the rabbits, kind of thing. Well, then the roof caved in. First of all, the dot-com crash that occurred, which blew away all of our non-government work. And then Navy was my largest customer, being a former naval officer. And they issued the Navy and Marine Corps Internet contract. I see some heads bob in there. At the time, it was an $8 billion contract. It's since gone up to $11 billion to EDS. Yes, at the time, it was EDS. We were on the CSC team, kind of thing. Actually had cold champagne on the table expecting the announcement, which surprised everybody. But in any case, that wiped out some of our largest Navy contracts. So our revenue dropped by over 50% in 1 year, which of course will throw any company into a loss situation because we have infrastructure at the higher level. So we survived that by focusing our customer base on just federal agencies, and then only on the federal agencies that required a security clearance. Not necessarily intel work with top secret stuff, but at least a secret clearance. And we moved in and changed. That worked. So then our company grew and we were approaching the small business limit. So we had all small business set-asides. So we started a 3-year program. Our program actually ended up taking 3 years. We thought we were going to do it in a year. Of transferring our 8 largest relationships into full and open contracts with the government. We actually won 7 out of 8 of them. I was figuring it was going to be 5 or 6, so we did better than I expected over the 3-year period. 5 is prime and 2 is subs. That was actually delightful because every single one of those contracts turned out to be bigger than the one that it replaced. Right? And it was very attractive to the third-party buyer. Third-party buyers don't like set-aside contracts. They're usually worthless. So, if your exit strategy, if you think that the way when you exit is going to be a third-party sale, by the way, I should explain, once you start a company, there are only 6 ways to exit. Okay. You can transfer ownership to a family member. You can sell it to your management team. You can sell it to a third party. You can become an absentee owner. You can go bankrupt or otherwise liquidate the company. And number 6 is you can die. Well, if you're not planning one of the early ones, right? Number 6 is your default choice. I had one small business that I teamed with her multiple times, and had another opportunity that was good for him. And I called up and I said, "Hello, can I speak to George?" There was dead silence on the other end, and then the receptionist says, "George died 3 weeks ago." Real. Sorry to hear that. Can I speak to the acting president? And she said, "We're still trying to sort that out." And that company went bankrupt less than 6 months later, leaving his family with nothing. So suggest that you choose one of the first 4 strategies. Bankruptcy is at least it's not fatal, kind of thing. You're going to need professional advice, probably to grow the company and definitely to sell it, even if it's a family member sale, kind of thing. When I look back at my 2 failed attempts to sell the company, the common reason in both cases was that I had help that was not qualified in M&A transactions. Remember, in both cases, the buyer came to me. The buyer came to me, so I used my corporate attorney, who's been with me for he helped me with the founding papers, and it was actually with me when we finally did close, but he helped me with the transaction, and my CPA did the financial side. Great people, but they didn't understand selling a company. So the advice I got was rocky. It was good legal advice and good financial advice, but not very good strategic advice. So I learned my lesson, and I started to get some professional help, and I actually got professional help of 3 different sources. First one is the board of directors. Actually, the board of directors, some companies go with a board of advisors. Initially, I had a board of directors with 4 employees, including myself, and 1 outsider, which made board meetings useless, because it wasn't like we kept our ideas until a board meeting, you know? But towards the end, I had a board that was 7 members, 5 outsiders, myself, and the person who was the president, 1 employee. And our quarterly meetings felt like they're getting a root canal, because all 5 of those guys were senior executives in government services. And they challenged every assumption, and they challenged every projection, and they helped with new ideas. Invaluable kind of thing. My second source of professional advice was from a CEO peer group that I joined, much like Ingar's DC growth coach groups are, and attending those meetings every month where I could share my experiences with other CEOs, other business owners, and see what problems they were facing was invaluable. I thought I was unique. Actually, we're pretty much all in the same boat. And the third source, of course, was consultants and accountants and attorneys. My company was too small to afford a real CFO. So what we did was hire a virtual CFO who came in on a scheduled basis twice a month, reviewed the financial statements, reviewed how we were doing on the strategic plan. He took care of the bank relationships, and he also made presentations to the board. Okay. So I highly recommend you consider getting professional advice for your transaction, certainly for selling the company, and probably to grow it also. You'll know when you're getting good advice. You know how you know? 2 reasons. One's real obvious.
It works.
It works. Results. You set a goal and you achieve the goal. That one's easy. The other one is a little different. It's if you're getting good advice, you're going to be uncomfortable with that advice, right? Because the advisor's going to be telling you things that, we don't do it that way around here. Well, keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep having what you have. Okay? So if you're comfortable with your advisors, it may